In a world that moves too fast, we forget what's meant to last. Not the gold, the fleeting fame, but the kindness in a name. I've seen hearts light up the dark from just a spark, a selfless mark. What we give is what we grow. A little love and let it flow. This is the gift of legacy, a life that gives so generously. We rise, we lift, we plant the seed to share the gift, to truly be. Abundance flows when hearts believe. We share to receive. This is the gift of a legacy. It's not the things we keep inside, but the open hands we never hide. A smile, a meal, a listening ear can make a stranger feel sincere. And every act, no matter small, becomes a step, a higher call. We build a bridge, we mend the seam, together living out the dream. This is the gift of a legacy, a life that gives so generously. We rise, we lift, we plant the seed to share the gift, to truly be. Abundance flows when hearts believe. We share to receive. This is the gift of a legacy. So don't wait for fortune's hand. Just give a little where you stand. Your love, your time, it all can grow like rivers down the mountain snow. Hey! This is the gift of legacy. It lives in you, it lives in me. We rise, we lift, we plant the seed to share the gift, to truly be. Abundance flows when hearts believe. We share to receive. This is the gift of legacy.
Good evening, everybody. It's lovely to see some new faces on the Zoom. My name is Adele, and I want to welcome you to the Zoom call this evening. I see that we have some of the usual English-speaking co-hosts here, so I'm just going to give them the co-host facility. Beverly, it's lovely to have you here. It's been a while, my friend, but it's very nice. It's lovely to have you here, and I'm also going to give Ike co-host. It's lovely to have you here as well, and a whole bunch of people who we haven't seen for a while. Lovely to have you all here with us this evening. If we can please just reach out on any groups that you're on. I've just quickly messaged on some of the groups, but if we can just let people know that we are live. We're going to be talking about GL Smart and strategies this evening. And I think we all get excited when we hear the word strategy, which is why I think lots of you are on the Zoom. It's probably not new information that I'm sharing with you. And I'm going to need you to open up and share here as well. Because what is a community if we are not sharing our strategies and what's working for us? It cannot always be admin or the GL Smart team giving the information. We need to know what's working for you. But I can tell you that I am super excited about GL Smart. I am loving it every moment of every day. I don't get gifts every week, but I get them frequently. But for the last 2 weeks, I've been receiving. And I can tell you why, because I join Felina boards on all the trainings. So all those trainings that I've been doing right from the beginning, where I was showing you to use multiple wallets and join Polina boards and help to close them, I have been receiving on Polina boards here and there. I've received on a bronze board. I've received on Ubuntu. I'm having a great time in GL Smart. And if you're not receiving and you want to be receiving, let's do something about it, because GL Smart is moving. If you are watching the Telegram groups, if you're on the WhatsApp group, we share from the GL Smart team probably every 2 or 3 days an updated list of which boards are the oldest boards that are filling up. Obviously, we can't tell you on the classic boards which lineages are moving, because some people have their own lineages. We have the Smart Chain open lineage, but there is still an oldest board, and the boards are moving. We have completed 1,000 boards on Polina, and there are currently 1,002 boards available, or they were this afternoon when I checked. There are boards moving. Things are happening. And if they're not happening enough around you, let's talk about it this evening. Let's make some plans. Let's create a tsunami of movement in the GL Smart community that everybody who hears about GL Smart is going to be wanting to join. We want everybody in the GL community and anybody in the worldwide community out there who isn't part of GL to hear about GL Smart. It is something bigger than what you are. You know, we've got testimonies on video from our launch, and there are 3 young people. One of them is my son, and the other 2 are sons and daughters of people who are very involved in our community. And if you have not heard the words of those young people, go and watch the testimonies again. There are so many reasons to join GL Smart just in that video. And we've given you a list of 20 other reasons, and I've already thought of 5 other reasons that we need to add to that list. But the young people simply say these things. GL is smart. It's easy. It's an easy software for anybody to understand. It teaches you about cryptocurrency. It's safe and secure. It's instant and immediate. Young people love that. I think everybody loves that in this day and age. It's instant. When you receive that, money is in your wallet and you can gift forward or withdraw it, whatever you need to do. GL Smart is the ultimate game changer. And that's what the GL Smart team are calling it, the ultimate game changer. And if you're not experiencing that, I want to share it with you tonight. I am so excited about what GL Smart has done in my life, in my family's lives, in the community's life, just watching what's happening on the groups. So that's what we're here to chat about tonight. Bev, you've been a little bit absent. You've been studying at your young age. You've been studying and doing a course, and that's just amazing. But how are you feeling about GL Smart? Are you still in touch with what's going on? Have you been watching your boards in your absence?
Oh, yes, I have been, and I have been trying to show the students that were with me to come along with me. And nothing seems to happen lickety split right away, because everyone has got to understand in their own way what I am trying to explain that I have understood. And I love my special board is the Ubuntu board.
Ah, absolutely.
That board is where I love. In trying to figure out explanation, of course, they speak Spanish, so I try to get them to go to the Spanish groups and I show them the translations, but it is fun.
Yep.
It is fun. That is
it's a lot of fun.
And I'm
Fantastic. Well, I'm
celebrating.
glad you're here, and I look forward to you sharing the Zoom with us. Ike, how's GL Smart going for you, my friend?
Yeah, Adele, thank you very much for the Zoom, for the meeting. Yeah, I've been also not been able to join the Zooms, but GL Smart for me, it just makes perfect sense. There's no stress. Just plug yourself in there and just do whatever needs to be done, invite people and all that. So it just, I mean, today I'm teaching my nephew, I'm helping prepare for exams as he writes tomorrow, and next week his final exam. And
Wow.
we have been talking about how technology has made things easy. That we are seated there, we are going to this website and checking this and verifying this and all that. GL Smart, it's like that. It's just so easy for everyone. You don't have to stress. You don't want the approval of someone. So for me, it's rather a perfect gift to the world. So we just have to hold on and just continue. People will come in, will come in. So that's my take. I'm so excited about GL Smart.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So I thought we need to start somewhere this evening. It's not a long presentation. I'm going to do it very quickly. Some of you have seen it. Some of you are new to GL Smart. I want to show you the Smart Map because GL Smart has been designed for us to participate on multiple boards, on multiple tiers. I've always heard when you read and listen to these motivational speakers, these people who've created great wealth in their lives, they all say you become wealthy when you have more than 7 streams of income and when you're making money when you're asleep. Ta-da! GL Smart, gift of legacy. There are so many opportunities for you to do all of that in the GL community. But we're obviously just focusing on GL Smart tonight. And I'm going to tell you that you can make money while you're sleeping. You will receive gifts from people who you didn't even know. During the day today, my Polina board closed, filled up. I can go and look for the nicknames, but I will never know who all those people are who gifted me. Simply because in GL Smart, we do not give any of our personal details. I mean, if you want to put your name as your nickname and people know you in the community, they're going to know it's you or think it's you, okay? I could call myself Beverly and no one would know. We've got an Elon Musk in GL Smart, and I can promise you Elon Musk is not participating in GL Smart. I know who the person is. Okay, so they're just being funny and they're changing their name. So we have no personal information of anybody. It's totally anonymous. And people can gift you and you don't even know. So there is a smart map. I'm going to go through it and I'm going to explain a few things differently to when we first presented it, because we have a better understanding. We're learning as we are participating with you. And we've learned strategies. So I'm going to throw some strategies in there. And then I'm going to explain a few other strategies that we've learned that we see are working. And then it's open house. Let's brainstorm. But let's not just make this a Zoom where we talk. Let's take action. Let's do something tomorrow to really change things for the community. And I'm not saying change things for you or for me, for the community. If you are participating in GL Smart, and if you do not understand the concept of Ubuntu, please private message me. I will speak to you about Ubuntu for hours. You have to embrace the concept of community. The whole is bigger than the individual. And we need to always consider the community. And when you put the community first and you participate, because you don't mind blessing someone else. You understand the essence of a gifting activity and you understand Ubuntu. You are not here just for yourself. We are here so everybody can rise, so everybody can thrive. It is not about the individual. And when you grasp that and you understand it and you truly embrace that, then GL Smart is a wonderful experience. Don't do it just for yourself, but plug in and play with us. So I'm going to switch my video off because I am presenting off my phone. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through that smart map, which we haven't spoken about for a while. And I think it's a good idea to just talk about it and present it a little bit differently so that we bring our new understanding into it. So Gift of Legacy Smart has a smart map which allows you to achieve your dreams. And the beautiful thing about you achieving your dreams means other people are achieving their dreams too. And when we work together, the whole world, the whole community is going to benefit. GL Smart has not yet gone viral. And we're going to talk about that concept just now as well. But when more and more people hear about it, we are going to change the world. This is not a smart contract that you join where there's another agenda coming. This is a smart contract which allows us simply to gift on the blockchain so that there is no human engineering, there is no insider manipulation of boards or people sitting on boards. This is purely to gift and receive on the blockchain in a safe and secure way. So let's look at this map. GL Smart offers you the opportunity to participate on 4 gifting tiers. We all know the boards, the starter boards, the GL Classics, the speed boards, and the Ubuntu boards. Each tier has 4 boards. Users are able to join any board at any time. This allows users to choose which boards they would like to participate on. So there are 16 boards available, but each board has multiple active boards. Yes, I said to you just now that Polina currently has, I think it's now 1,004, maybe even more. We'll check just now. 1,004 active boards that people can join. You can join as many as you want. You do not have to start on Polina. If your dream has always been to be on a platinum board, come and join on a platinum board. If you want to join on Ubuntu, but you don't want to join on Ubuntu 200, you want to join on the 25,000 poly Ubuntu board, you can start there. There is no natural progression of the boards in terms of where you may participate. You can join where you would like to, depending on your dreams and your aspirations. A user is only able to be on a board with one profile, and your profile is your wallet. So your wallet can only join one board at a time. You can only be on one board at a time. You cannot put the same wallet 2 or 3 times on a board. So if you go and join Polina and then join again and join again, you will land on the 3 oldest boards. You will not land 3 times on the oldest board. And we'll show you that as well just now. When a user completes a board, they simply have one more available board to join. There is no perpetual cycle. Now, if you finish a board as a legend, here is a tip. This is part of the strategy. When you complete a board, don't just leave it. Join the board again, because you are keeping yourself in the cycle. You are helping to push the board. And it makes sense to have yourself on more than just one board. Yes, you can start with one Polina board, but you need to understand that 1004 Polina boards need to move 4 times for you to become legend on the oldest board. That's a lot of boards that need to move. So get yourself on multiple boards. That's the strategy. Get yourself on multiple boards. So when you receive as a legend, join the same board again. You can maybe join it 2 or 3 times if you want, and use some of the gifts to join higher boards of higher value or other boards. And of course you can spend some, because that's why we are participating, to send and receive gifts so that we can use them for whatever we need to use them for. But when you play smart, you can get yourself on multiple boards, on multiple tiers. A user can start with one Polina profile and progress through all the tiers. So when you start on Polina and you start moving through the boards, you can use those initial gifts to get you onto the next level. But I am going to say one phrase tonight. Think beyond pink. Think beyond pink. Yes, start on a Polina board. And at the moment, the Poly and US dollar exchange rate is really low. So it's under $3 to join. But if you just join one Polina board, you are going to have to wait to become legend. And I can't give you a timeline. It looks like between 4 to 6 Polina boards seem to close in a day, but there are several Polina boards that are filling up because some people join 10 at a time. So you might have the oldest 10 boards have got gifters on them, but for the oldest board, and that's the board that's been waiting the longest to receive gifts, that board might take a day or two to close. But it seems like Polina boards, I would say 5 to 6 of them close a day. So if you've got to wait for 1,000 of them to move 4 times, it's better to go onto higher boards. Here's some strategy. I'm not saying don't join Polina. What I'm saying is join Polina, join some of the higher boards as much as your finances allow you to, and keep joining Polina. You see me joining all the time on the groups. I join to find out which is the oldest board when I cannot wait to see the list. I also join Polina boards on training calls. And if I close the Polina board, I join another one. So I am on between 50 and 70 Polina boards on most of my profiles. It sounds a lot, but in the bigger scheme of things, it's really not. So keep joining Polinas as often as you can, because it's nice to receive the $20-odd that you receive on a Polina board. But get yourself on the bigger boards. So let's look what happens when you're a legend and you receive on Polina. When you receive, you will receive 120 poly. If you use 4 of your gifts, you will have enough to join Hui. And then you're still going to have gifts poly available. You're still going to have 70 poly available once you've joined Hui and you have rejoined another board. Then you're having 55 poly that you still haven't used. Then when you are on Hui, you receive gifts. You're going to receive 8 gifts of 50 poly, which is 400 poly. Use 2 of those gifts to join Ohio, which is 100 poly. Now you're still having gifts available. You're going to have 300 poly available. You use the last gift, 50 poly, to join another Hui. That means you have 250 poly available. With 250 poly available, you can join a few Polinas. You can withdraw the funds. You could join on Ubuntu, but you've now got yourself on a Polina for the second time. you're on a Hui for the second time and you've joined Ohio. Now, when you join Ohio, this is a board that many people are forgetting. I don't know if it's because they don't like the color yellow or what it is, but let me tell you that Ohio is the board we should be focusing on. There are only about 70 boards active at the moment on Ohio. When you receive the gifts on Ohio, you're getting 800 poly. You use 2 of them, only 200 poly, to join Ohana. You're going to have 600 poly available. Take 100 to join another Ohio, keep yourself on Ohio, and then you have 500 poly that you can use. There's a lot you can do with 500 poly. On Ohana, 200 poly to join. You've already joined it because you used your gifts from Ohio to join Ohana. Ohana is the board to join. It is $25 to join. Sorry, it is $50 to join Ohana. It's $50, right? You will receive 8 gifts. Remember, this is just a name that is nostalgic, that we love because it means family, and we're all about family and community. You will receive 8 gifts. Do you know how few available boards there are in Ohana? There are only about 30 active boards. So 30 boards need to spin 4 times for you to become legend to receive. If we could create a strategy where we focused on joining Ohana, we would fill up the oldest boards and move them, and people would start receiving. And look what happens when you receive on Ohana. You're receiving 1,600 poly. With 1,600 poly, you take 3 gifts, 3 of them, and use that to join bronze, which is 450 poly. You still have 150 spare, and you're getting more gifts. So you have 1,150 poly available. Take 200 poly and join again, because there are so few boards available. You're going to be left with 950 poly. You can withdraw that, you can add it to some of the poly you've kept from Ohio and Hui and join one of the bigger boards. But this is a key strategy that we are not all seeing, that the community are not embracing. And I know why, and I'm going to say it. Don't let your fear of the word Ohana stop you from receiving abundantly. Ohana is a beautiful word. It means family, and it means no one is left behind. It is just a name of a board, and there are only 30 odd boards available. If we all focused on joining that board, at the moment we are 15 people on this Zoom, and I know there's people on YouTube, so shout out to everybody watching on YouTube and the people who watch the recording. If we all joined an Ohana board, the oldest boards are going to move and spin. Legends are going to receive. They will have the funds available to join bronze. They will have funds available to join Ubuntu. And not just the 200 poly Ubuntu, they could join the 1,000 poly Ubuntu. They've got the money available once they've joined and received on Ohana. And there are so few boards available. Let's focus our energies on Ohana. And I'm going to suggest that every time you receive as a legend, especially from Hui, Ohio, Ohana onwards, join another board of the same value, go and join the next higher value, and always make sure you take 1 or 2 Palinas, because there is no harm in being on the Palina boards where it just moves and it ticks, and suddenly you got $20 odd in your wallet. Because with that, you can help to top up what you receive from other boards to take you further. And I am a perfect example. I'm not as good as all of you. I don't just keep all my poly and join other boards and plant everything. I withdraw dollars because I need them. But I make sure that I plant seeds. When you plant seeds, which means you gift on boards, you are there, and when you become the oldest legend, you will receive. So you are planting gifts and you will receive. The boards are moving. Nobody is going to stall boards because you have to gift before you join a board. So the people who are on boards have put their money into a gift. They are participating. The boards are active. The boards are moving. There's no messing around here. So put your gifts in these bigger boards, especially where there are less active boards. That has to be the best strategy that I can share with you. And Ohana at the moment has so few boards. If we all just put energy into Ohana, it's going to move beautifully and free up funds for legends to join higher boards. Let's just look at the starter boards. Once you've joined another board and you have finished joining another board of the same value, you are sitting with 1,755 poly available. Once you've gone through Polina, Hui, Ohio, Ohana, with just by joining the higher board and rejoining Polina, Hui, you are set up with 1,755 poly. You can join speed boards, you can join Ubuntu boards, and you can join multiple starter boards. And you can spend some because we're here to enjoy this abundance. Plant the seeds, the harvest is there for you to receive. Okay, now let's go to the next boards. Let's look at the GL Classics. So whether you're participating in GL Classics where you just want to land on oldest boards or you have your own strategy, I strongly recommend that you join the GL Smart Chain because it is a lineage that ensures that every wallet is following someone and every wallet has someone following them. The lineage on the GL Classics is different to what you may know from Gift of Legacy Classics, the website. Here it is a chain. It works simply by one person following another and another person following the second person. You do not have to have lots of people following your wallet. In fact, that is not going to assist your lineage. It is better for you to have one person following you and one person following that person. Okay, so you join bronze because you had the money from Ohana. You've joined bronze. As a legend, you will receive 3,600 poly. You use money from the first 4 gifts plus 200 from the 5th gift. So you use 4 and a bit of your gifts. You need 2,000 poly to join silver. You are still going to have 1,600 poly available, and you take 450 to join bronze again. So once you've finished your board on bronze, you join again, because if you're following someone, you want to keep following them, you want to keep being on the board. You're going to have 1,150 poly available. Let's put it there in the purple writing. So you've joined silver. On silver, you're going to receive 16,000 poly. You get your 16,000 poly. You need 4 of those gifts to join gold. Gold is 7,000 poly. So use 4 gifts. You will still have 1,000 poly available. And then you are keeping gifts from your 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th gift. So you have 9,000 poly available once you've joined gold. Take 2,000 poly, join silver again. You've got 7,000 poly. So let's add that 7,000 poly to the 1,150 poly from bronze. Okay, we're not being like Adele. We're not spending right now. We're keeping our poly in our wallet. Then we get to gold. We've joined gold, 7,000 poly to join. You receive as a legend 56,000 poly. You're going to use 4 gifts to join platinum, which is 22,000 poly. Sounds like a lot of money. It's less than the $5,000 it's less than the $5,000 to join platinum on traditional Gift of Legacy if you work it out. So once you've joined platinum, you still have 6,000 poly available, but you're going to receive gifts 5, 6, 7, and 8. Take 7,000 poly. Once you've got all 8 gifts, join gold again. You're going to be sitting with 27,000 poly. Let's add that to the 1,150 poly from bronze, the 7,000 poly from silver. Now we're adding 27,000 poly there. On platinum, you're going to receive 176,000 poly. Use 1 gift to join another platinum. So you're left with 154,000 poly. Add that all up together. The money that's left from bronze, silver, gold, and platinum gives you 189,150 poly. What can you do with that? You can join multiple starter boards, multiple speed boards, multiple Ubuntu boards. If you are in the Smart Chain Open lineage, you only want to be on 1 bronze, 1 silver, 1 gold, and 1 platinum with each wallet. Because if you join other boards and the person you are following is not on them, you're going to not damage your lineage, but you don't benefit your lineage. You will then land on the oldest board. So it is better to use gifts to get onto multiple speed and Ubuntu boards. And I'm really going to push the Ubuntu boards, because when you gift on Ubuntu, you bless 7 people. The legend will receive 30% of your gift. The guides get 10% of your gift. And the builders get 12.5% of your gift. So you are blessing 7 people and allowing them the opportunity to receive gifts so that they can join other boards. Before I go to the next slide, because we haven't done this with Ubuntu and Speed, we've really just done the map for the starter boards and the classics. If you're limited with funds, say you've got 300 poly available to start your journey in GL Smart, go straight in on an Ubuntu 200 board. Because as soon as you are a builder and gifters land, you will start receiving gifts back. You can use your other 100 poly or 50 poly, whatever you have, and get yourself onto just do 1 Polina. Get onto Hui, or if I had 100 available, I would definitely go higher. That's what my strategy would be. But freedom of choice. I mean, everyone's welcome to have their own strategy. Why I would go straight for Ubuntu is when I'm on a builder position and the gifters land, I start receiving on a builder position. And if I'm getting 12.5% of every 200 poly gift, by the time 8 gifters are there, I've received my 200 poly back. I'm still going to receive 10% of 200 when I'm a guide and 30% of 200 when I'm a legend. But I've now got my 200 poly and I can use that to join what? Ohana. I would take that 200 as soon as I receive it and join Ohana right now. It might change going forward, but that's where I would put it because it's got the least available active boards. If you compare the 200 poly boards, which is Ohana, Ubuntu, and Speed 200, Ohana has got the least available boards. So that's where I would go first. But I would also go first to Ubuntu so that I could receive in a builder position. And then my third choice of a 200 poly board would be speed. Why? Because I'm only going to get 4 gifts back as a legend. On Ohana, I'm going to get 8 gifts back. I mean, the choice is yours. For me, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to stick, if I've got 200 poly to gift, I'm going Ubuntu, Ohana, and I will move between them. But when I'm starting, I would go into Ubuntu straight away. And then as soon as I've got another 200 poly, go onto Ohana. So I hope that makes sense to you. Now I want to talk about smart management of wallets. So we know that you need a MetaMask or a Trust wallet to participate in GL Smart. In GL Smart, your wallet is your profile. You can join multiple boards on the 4 tiers, on the 16 boards with just one wallet, and that's fine. If that's how you want to play and you want to only use one wallet and join all 1,000 Polina boards and all 30 Ohana boards with one wallet and all 200 and whatever Ubuntu boards, that's fine, that's cool. Your nicknames can be changed as often as you want, but you cannot change any of your wallet details, and you cannot change your profile settings if you are following someone. One nickname can only appear once on a board unless you have the same nickname as someone else. There's no such thing as a unique nickname. So if I call myself Blossom and you call yourself Blossom and we both happen to join Polina tonight, chances are there's going to be 2 Blossoms on the oldest board, but they are 2 separate wallets. I cannot take my Blossom and plant it twice on the oldest board. If I join 2 Polinas with my Blossom tonight, I would land on the oldest board and the second oldest board. But users can have multiple wallets. You can have multiple wallets in MetaMask. It's easy to set up. Just look at your wallet. Where you click on your wallet name, I'll show to you now, it'll say add wallet. You just simply add a wallet. Remember, every wallet has a secret phrase. Please make sure you've written that down and kept it in a safe place. When you have multiple wallets in either MetaMask or Trust, or maybe you decide to do like what I've done. I've got a few wallets in MetaMask and a few wallets in Trust. This is very useful when you are closing boards and if you are following a lineage. So if you are following a lineage and you are part of the Smart Chain Open lineage, you could join Bronze. I can join Bronze with Blossom. Then I can create another wallet and call it Petal. And I can request, or if I fill in the form close together and speak to admin, I can get Petal to follow Blossom. My wallets are following each other. But it doesn't really matter in the Smart Chain Open lineage as long as you have one wallet following you. The most valuable reason to have multiple wallets is to close boards. If I take Blossom tonight and I join Blossom to Polina and then I click join another board, I'm going to go on the oldest board, then the second oldest board, then the third oldest board. But if I put the poly I have in 3 different wallets, and I have 3 wallets called Blossom, Petal, and Leaf, and I go and join Blossom to the oldest Polina, it will land on oldest Polina. And then I quickly go to Petal and I join Polina, Petal will land on the same board as Blossom. And then I'd go to Leaf and I join Leaf to Polina, Leaf will join the oldest board, and I will have 3 of my nicknames on the same board. That means I'm filling up 3 gifter positions and I'm helping to close a board. And this is a strategy that teams and communities can participate in. We could do this very successfully on the Ohana board, on any board. But I'm really driving the Ohana strategy tonight. If we can all put our energy into joining Ohana, and we watch the messages on the group, as soon as you've joined the board, you put a screenshot and you say, I am on Ohana number da-da-da-da-da, whatever the oldest number is. And then I join and I send a screenshot and I say, okay, I filled up gifter number 4. Then we can, as a community, watch on the groups who's filling up the board, and we can push the board. We can also see our nicknames on the boards and watch them moving in real time. And that's the exciting thing, because this allows us to actually see what's happening on other people's boards and see where we are and track our movement. So I encourage you, if you're up to it, to use multiple wallets to close boards, to multiply your ability to receive on boards. Share your Polygon in different wallets. Don't just keep, if you've received on a Polina board, share it out into 3 wallets so it's available and you can quickly close a board if you need to. And strategically join boards to move the oldest board. Oldest boards are a wonderful thing in our community. It's one of the most beautiful things in GL Smart, because everybody's board is going to have a turn to move. And when we make a concerted effort as a community to close the oldest boards, everybody sees the movement, everyone's motivated, everyone participates, and new participants love to see movement. And we can almost guarantee that movement by us multiplying our wallets and helping to close oldest boards. If you have 2,000 poly available and you go and join 10 Ubuntu 200 boards, you are going to join the oldest Ubuntu board, the second oldest, the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th Ubuntu board. That's great. You've blessed 70 people. Wonderful. But the oldest Legends board is not closing. And the 10th oldest board might think they're the oldest board and don't realize there are 9 boards in front of them. So rather take your 2,000 poly, split it into 3 or 4 different wallets, and use your profiles, your different profiles, to join 4 times on an oldest board and help to move the boards, so that the person on the 10th board isn't getting demotivated because now they receive 1 gift and then they've got to wait a while to receive the others. It's nice if all 8 come in quick succession. We all know how that feels. So that's why multiple boards is the smart way to manage your wallets. And that is the end of the smart map. Bev, was that a mouthful? You can unmute, Bev. Okay, hold on. I'm going to ask you to unmute. You should be able to, because you're a... Oh, you've changed. You're not a co-host anymore. Don't know what happened. There you go, Bev. You can unmute.
I'll tell you what happened. I got a phone call, and whenever I'm on Zoom and I get a phone call, it knocks me away from the Zoom. But
okay, not a problem.
This is what I just keep pounding into people. If you cannot make the Zoom, watch the recordings, learn the things, because there's just so much. There is just so much to learn so that you can keep moving. As you have said, you have given a wonderful scenic route of how to make the GL Smart on your behalf, but not only your behalf, on behalf of the community. It's amazing because I've been watching my recordings, and the more I get it, the more I get my recordings watched, the more notes I make.
Mm-hmm.
It is not easy to follow when I'm here with you, listening to you, and it's so exciting because it's right straight on. But in the recording, I can slow down. Now, the one thing that I want to ask is when you start learning to move the boards and you get more wallets, do you take one wallet, go to one board, and then take another wallet and go to the same board that that other wallet just went to?
Yes, and I can show that to you now. Should I show everybody? Okay, let
Oh,
me show you. Let me show you that. So I'm going to stop video again, and I'm going to share screen, and we're going to go to my wallets. So now you're looking at my phone. You will see at the top of my screen that I have both MetaMask and Trust Wallet. On my Trust Wallet, I have, no, I'm not going to go to Trust. Sorry, I'm going to go to MetaMask. On Trust Wallet, I've got about 5 wallets there that I'm using. I haven't disappeared. I'm just putting in my password. Give me a moment. I just have to concentrate. Okay, so we're opening up my MetaMask. On my MetaMask, I have Golden Gal, Sheer Art, Be Kind, and then I was playing the other day to see how many wallets I could create. Don't worry, I'm not using all of those. And then I've got MGV and Masachaba. So I've got 5 wallets on MetaMask that are all participating in GL Smart. They are not all on all of the boards, okay? But a few of them are. So I'm going to play tonight and show you with Sheer Art and MGV how I can get 2 nicknames on one board. So let's go to MGV. I'm connecting. Okay, I've made sure my sound is on. I'm going to my starter boards. Okay, so there are 1,006 active boards on Polina now. With this wallet, I have already joined 33 active boards. When I click the little down arrow in the small square next to join new board, I get a list of my boards that I am on. The oldest board that I am on is 11044, but that is not the oldest board on the Polina tier. If you want to know what the oldest board is, there's 2 things you can do. Join a board, because you're going to land on the oldest one, or you can go to the Telegram group and look at the list. And you might be out by 1 or 2 numbers. I'm not going to go there right now. I'm going to join a board, because I think it's 11,002 or 3. So let's just join a board. I have to confirm it. I can't join a board without the transaction. And if you saw the post I put out today, you have to confirm the gift. And when you hear ka-ching, that announces your arrival on the board. It's like, ta-da, ka-ching. You have arrived on the board, and it's my favorite sound. There you go, you heard it. I've now landed on the board. Let's go and see which board I've landed on. 11,003. Okay, I told you it would be 11,003. So 11,003 is currently the oldest Polina board. There are 3 available gifters. I cannot join again with MGV. If I joined again, I would join on 11,004. But let's go to Sheer Art quickly, because I know some of you are going to try and beat me there. I'm going to go to Sheer Art, which is one of my other wallets. Okay, it's a whole different nickname. And I'm going to go to the starter boards. I check my list. I always check my list first. It's just a thing I do. It's a good strategy to have. The oldest board I'm on there is 11,012. So I want to join 11,004 with this wallet. It's a separate nickname. So I've got multiple versions of myself participating on multiple boards on multiple tiers. I've sent the gift. Kaching is going to announce my arrival on the board. I have to gift first. Let's just wait for it. Oh, it didn't kaching. Sometimes it doesn't kaching. I don't know why. But there's 11,003. And there I am next to myself. MGV and ShareArt are next to each other. Okay, let's go see what I can do. Let's send some poly. I'm going to send 20 poly to Golden Girl. I'm going to get 3 of my nicknames on that board. I'm going to try and close that board by myself. Maybe one of you can help me. Just let me get myself there first. I've got to erase you there. No, that's ShareArt. Let me go back to Golden Girl, go to my browser. Okay, so I've joined with MGV, I've joined with ShareArt. Now Golden Girl is going to try and join that same board, 11,003. Am I on that board? No, I'm not. So I'm going to join the oldest board I'm on is 11,006 because I did that last night with the Portuguese presentation. Okay, here we go. Waiting to hear kaching. My wallet is just talking to another wallet. There's my favorite sound. And I've joined 11,003. So there I go. While I'm presenting, without talking to anybody, I have gifted Polly Dancer 3 times with MGV, ShareArt, Golden Girl. There's nothing wrong with that because it is 3 separate wallets. If MGV had joined 3 boards, join, I would have been on board 11,003, 11,004, and 11,005. That's what would have happened. Let me see if I can close that board. Somebody might beat me to it. Let's send. Let's send Polly. 20 poly to be kind. Confirm. Okay, let me go to be kind and I'm going to try and close that board. And I hope nobody's beaten me to it, but you never know what people around the world are doing. So I'm hoping to land on 11,003 with Be Kind, but I won't actually land on 11,003. I'm going to be on 12,000 and something on one of the newest boards as a builder because I will have closed that board. Now, of course, it would take its time. Let's just, there we go. Starter board. Just checking, I'm not on a board there. That's one of the oldest. Let's see where I'm going to land. Let's watch the toaster messages, as they call it. It's the pop-ups messages that come. Watch the black messages at the bottom. It's going to tell me if I've landed and closed that board or what's happened. If I'm landing on 11,004, I wasn't fast enough. Thank you for gifting the legend on the board. Let's see which board I joined. Is it going to show me? Yes, I went to 12,010. It's not the oldest board because I closed that board. And now, look at that. Perfect. I am the four builders. MGV, Sheer Art, Golden Girl, Be Kind. I'm dominating that board right now with 4 of my wallets. But it's not about dominating. It's about the fact that I used 4 wallets to close the oldest Polina board. Instead of joining 4 successive boards, I took the poly, quickly moved it around, quick fingers, and I am now the 4 builders on the oldest board, on the newest board, but I closed the oldest board, if that makes sense.
It does make
Does that help
sense.
you, Ben?
Yes,
Did you
it
see
does make sense. But the thing is, it's a process that you have got to practice and practice and practice because
Yep.
quick fingers, and not knowing where you're going to land. But if you quick finger and move it through using, I have got 5 wallets also, and I tried to do something, but I was not quick enough.
Okay, so when I'm on a Zoom call, I'm under pressure to do it quickly to show you. But when I do it privately, I take my poly and I spread it into different wallets. And then I go to one wallet, join board, and then I just go to the next wallet, join board. My poly is already there. But right now I had to quickly move poly because you never know if you need 3 gifters to close a board or 4. That was just the perfect setup because I
Right.
love it when I can see myself as the 4 builders on the newest board. But that is the way to close the oldest boards, and that's the value of having multiple wallets.
Right.
Because we close the oldest board. We want to close these boards so the legends can move off and another legend can become the oldest legend. Everyone wants to be the oldest legend. Okay, let's see what Ike thinks. Ike, is that easier than maths exams or is it complicated?
Thanks, Adele. Thanks for the patience, for taking us through and all that. So my gut feel just tells me that we just have to be patient and just to learn and to listen what you are actually telling us and to actually do that practically and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get there. We will get there. I'm excited that I'm seeing a bigger picture and I'm seeing different wallets, how they can actually be used to actually be on the same board. So for me, I'm 100% in. Thanks very much, Adele. I appreciate it.
Thanks. And I saw you were asking, let's go and have a look here. Let me not join boards now, but actually just go look at how many boards are available on all of these boards. Let's go and have a look, see. So let's go. I can just go into Trust Wallet. It's just quicker to go into my Trust Wallet. Okay, so here I am on my Trust Wallet. Let's look at the starter boards. There are 1,007 now, thanks to me closing that board. 1,007 active boards on Polina. Hui has 216 active boards. Ohio has 64 active boards. So let's just look at this. Ohio is a 100 poly board. Ohio has 64 active boards, but there's another 100 poly board. We have Speed 100. So here we've got 64 active boards on Ohio. On Speed, also a 100 poly board, 292 boards. Oh, I haven't joined on this one, but I think I've joined So let me just show you a speed board if you've never seen one. This is speed 200. You get 4 gifts as a legend. They're both 100 poly boards. And I'm not saying I don't like speed. Speed is great because it can move quickly. But if you have 100 poly and it's the only poly you've got, and you want to multiply your poly to join other boards, what would you join? Put it in the chat. Would you join speed 100? Or are you going to join Ohio? And why? Let me actually, there's not that many of us on the Zoom. I'm going to allow people to unmute. Just please don't unmute unless you're going to talk. So you can unmute. Who wants to answer me? If you've got 100 poly and it's precious, precious poly to you, it's not like, you know, you've got lots of poly, you can do what you want. If you've got 100 poly, what would you join? Ohio? I lost you there. Would you join Ohio?
I'll go for speed
Why would you go for speed?
because it has less boards.
No, it's got more.
Speed. So, oh yes, speed has 294 boards.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's the other one that's 64 boards that
Yeah, I would go with Ohio. Ohio has 64 boards. Speed 100 has 292 boards. Who else wants to say which board they would join? Wendy, which board would you join, Ohio or speed? No one wants to talk now. Anyone want to answer? Charmaine, sorry, Bev. Charmaine says definitely Ohio. This is why I would join Ohio. There's 64 boards. I get 8 gifts. I get 8 gifts as a legend. Speed 100, 292 boards. Okay, let's pretend this is speed 100. If this was speed 100 with 290 boards, I'm only going to get four gifts. For me, I'm joining Ohio because I'm going to get 8 gifts and there's less boards. But if you want to go quickly, go with speed. I mean, the choice is yours. All right. Then let's look at Ohana. Ohana, 36 available boards. And I haven't joined Ohana with this profile yet. I'm wanting to. Ohana, 36 boards. It's a 200 poly board. Where else do we have 200 poly? Speed 200. There's 70 boards. 70 boards, 4 gifts, or 36 boards, 8 gifts. Or you can join with 200 poly and Ubuntu, where there are 80 boards, and you get gifts from the builder position. Who's going to answer me? Which board? There's no right and wrong, please. It's personal choice, 100% freedom. But which board would you join if you had 200 poly?
I'll do Ubuntu.
Ubuntu. Anyone else want to say which board they would join with 200 poly? Ohana with 36 boards. Speed with 70 boards. Or Ubuntu with 80 boards. I mean, it depends on your dreams and aspirations, how long you can wait, how quickly you want to receive. You know, the choice is yours. So that was the starter boards. On bronze, there are 118 available boards active. Silver have 17 active boards. Gold have 3 active boards. If you've got 7,000 poly, join gold. There's only 3 boards that need to spin. Like, it's a no-brainer. Join gold. Platinum, If you've got 22,000 poly, join Platinum. There's only one board. It's going to move quickly, but will it move that quickly? Because how many people have got 22,000 poly? Maybe a little bit later down the line when people have made more poly. Speed boards, speed 1, 292 active boards. Speed 2, 70 active boards. Speed 3, 16 active boards. Speed 4, 4 active boards. So if you've got 3,200 poly, consider speed 4 because there's only 4 active boards. Got 3,200 poly, it's less than a gold board. So instead of joining gold board for 7,000, take your 3,000, well, it'll be 6,400, join 2 speed boards, and then you've still got 600 poly available that you could use to join Ubuntu. You've got to use the smart map to guide you where you can join. Ubuntu 200 has 80 active boards, but remember, if you are on an oldest board, you will receive because you are one of the 7 people. So let's look at this board. It's not the oldest board, but that's a board I'm on. There are no gifters, but all 7 of those people, Einstein, Smart Gal, Dreamweaver, Spurs, Aloha, Kauai, Undergift, and Wrangler are all going to receive gifts when the gifters land. Those 7 people are going to be gifted when the gifts land. Okay, so that's Ubuntu 200. Ubuntu 1000 has got 10 boards. Ubuntu 5000 is 2 active boards. And the most expensive board on the GL Smart contract is Ubuntu 25,000 poly. That is the ultimate board. This board outshines Platinum. Platinum, 22,000. Ubuntu 25,000. That is the pinnacle, and there's 1 active board there at the moment. So if you are on that active board, you will receive when the gifter gifts. And there is 1 gifter on that board at the moment. So the people on that board have received a gift, a share of 25,000 poly. So if you got 25,000 poly, join Ubuntu and skip Platinum. I mean, join Platinum if it's your dream. But if I had 25,000 poly, that's where I would be joining. Okay, I hope that helps you, Ike.
Yeah, that helps. Thanks very much, Adele. Very impressed. I'm impressed about the standard of presentation. It's for a lot of us, we were thrown in a deep end, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Thanks very much.
Were you seeing my screen? Oh, yes, you were. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Okay, anybody with questions or your strategies? I've shared lots of my ideas, my strategies from the GL Smart team. Give me your thoughts, give me your questions, let's chat. No questions, no comments? Katerina, you can unmute.
Hi, good evening. Greetings from Spain. How are you?
Fine.
I think, in my opinion, it's a really good, or maybe it's an idea that we have a focus every week on a special board. For example, if you say, for example, this week we have the whole focus on Ubuntu, and then the next one on speed, and to continue like that, because I receive a lot of messages because I'm also in the Spanish group, of course, and I think if you change the focus every day to another board, maybe then, and we also have different timetables, okay, with America and other countries. So maybe it's a good idea that we focus 1 week, one board, and to start also with Ubuntu, I think it's a perfect thing, because if you are not the gifter, the other positions, then in every position you receive. And I think if they see that they receive, then they will act in another way. This is my opinion.
That's a very good idea, because we have the marathons, which we were only doing on the English WhatsApp group. I'm not sure if it's happening on the Spanish group. Someone who's there can let us know. But on the Telegram group, we do now share with people when we're having what we call a marathon, where we all focus on one board. But we are aware that not everybody has 200 poly to join an Ubuntu board. And not everybody has even money to join a Polina board. But here's the thing, and this is what I spoke about at the beginning. If you haven't got the poly to join a board, participate in the chatter on the group. Put a message, put a sticker, get the vibe up. And I like your idea, Katrina, because if we said, let's focus this week on all talking about the Ubuntu boards, then we talk on the GL smart boards about Ubuntu. Anybody who joins it puts it there. Other people might decide, you know what, I don't want to join Ubuntu. I'm heading for platinum this week, and it's freedom of choice. So that's perfect. If I can only afford a Polina and it's an Ubuntu week, perfect. But let's all talk about Ubuntu on the GL smart groups, on the GL official groups. When more people are talking on the groups, the more viral it goes and people start hearing, listening, participating. So yeah, I like that idea. Let's drag it out for a few more days. Like, let's pour our focus onto Ubuntu, and then we'll switch to speed, and then we'll come back to Ohana. I like that idea.
Yeah, and if I can also continue, what I can see there, of course, we close a lot of Polina, but maybe we can also focus that if you have your Polina gift, that you take this Polina to, for example, join to Hui is next, right?
Yes.
To Hui, and you have the money for 2 Hui and another Polina, and you have something left. Because
yes.
I have the feeling that the people, if they have the Polina gift, that they spend everything in another Polina. But the main idea is to continue to go.
Yes, to grow.
To grow. And I think that maybe we should also put in the focus to say, take your gift, join the higher board.
That's true. I think we must encourage legends to join the higher value. You don't have to. It's your choice. If you decide you only want to play on Polina, it's your choice. We are not obliged to follow the map. We're not obliged to follow a sequence, but we certainly can encourage people to multiply their seeds onto higher boards and to plant higher to receive more in abundance. I hear that. We can do that. We certainly can.
These are my 2 main points.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you everybody who is always joining and give the best. And I love your messages for in the morning. And you are also an early bird like me at 5 something. I think you have the same timetable like me, no?
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's also great that I can see what are you posting in your WhatsApp status, because this was also something I wasn't sure what I can post, what not, and these things. And I still thinking what maybe we can do because we don't use the logo in social media, in the rest of social media, but maybe we can make something, some videos or something without the logo to catch the people that they ask to, hey, what are you doing? You know, what is this? What you know? But something I still don't. I can't explain this something, but you know, because the people, they see you. What are you doing? For example, in Instagram, in TikTok, in Facebook, they are watching you. You know, and maybe we can find something that we can also attract more people from there. You know.
So we are working on that. We are setting up for GL Smart, not for Gift of Legacy, for GL Smart. We are setting up official social media accounts. We already have a few ready. We're just deciding on what material we're going to post there, and then people will be able to share it from there onto their socials. But we're just going carefully about it. But before we can release that, we want people to share the Gift of Legacy YouTube channel link to anybody, because they can see information there. And we want people, if people say we want social media, we want to talk, we want to share, they're not showing us they can do it because they're not doing it on our Telegram channels and our Telegram groups. So until we can see the community are participating and chatting on the Telegram groups, we're not going to open up the social media, because we can make GL Smart viral on the English Telegram group for Gift of Legacy. There are 4,700 people. We've got the Heart of Gift of Legacy group. We've got French group, German group, the Latin American group, the Russian group, the Romanian group, the Arabic group, the Portuguese group, and the German group. I know there's 8 groups, because every message that I post on the official English group or on the GL Smart group, I translate and I post it on all those groups. I also posted on 9 different WhatsApp groups. So I'm doing my part from an admin point of view to share the information. I think you've seen in the last week, since last week Friday, I've made short videos. This is how long it takes to join a board. Today I put one on Kaching. Yesterday there was one about, I can't remember. I've made 4 videos so far where there's no talking and you can just see. Now, nobody's commenting on those videos.
I think because I'm also a person, I'm not sure if I can also make a comment, you know, because
Please do.
there are some groups, they don't like that you make comments, or if it's maybe too much or too less, and if you're saying no, make a comment, then I make comments. Don't worry.
Please make comments. We've asked people on the GL Smart Telegram group and on the official Gift of Legacy Telegram groups. Please comment. Please tell people why you love GL Smart. When I post messages and the little videos, then you say, I love it when my phone goes ka-ching, or whatever you want to say, because when I post something, it says admin. But when you post it, it'll say Katerina, Bev, Ike, Mila, Wisdom, Charmaine, Ilva. And then people see, oh, but other people are chatting about it. And it just it goes back to that story of be the crazy nut. There's one person dancing. That's me right now. I'm dancing on all the groups. I need one person to comment for other people to comment, and then we've got a movement, and that's what makes it go viral. It doesn't help when it's just admin posting with an admin name. We need participants to communicate and chat, because then we're creating a movement, then we're making it viral. And I've been asking people to do it. So this is my request. GL Smart community, please comment on the WhatsApp groups, on the Telegram groups. When we put out videos, when we put out messages, comment, chat. If you want to share a video, you can share a video on the GL Smart Telegram group. You're not restricted. You can contact me if you know me. You can find me and send me a video, and I will blast it on all of those groups. Because the official Telegram groups, there are 8 of them. They also have a channel. So we have a channel and we have a group. So there's 16 official groups. Then there's Heart of Gift of Legacy, and then there's the Leaders Group, and then there's GL Smart. So we have at least 21 Telegram groups where it's just one crazy nut posting all the time. Now imagine if we all started chatting. We can make it go viral, and that's going to give the custodians the feedback that we're wanting from the community. We're ready to go social. We're ready to go on the social medias. But if we're not going viral on Telegram, we're not going to go social media. So this is my plea to you. Please, please.
I think this is a very important point, because the Spanish people, they like to chat and laugh and share, and they are not more talking than working. No, do you think? No, it's not true. It's not true. They're also working hard. But I think that we have to communicate better, that we make it bigger. That's it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks. And even if you don't want to type something, put a sticker. Telegram have the most amazing stickers. Just put a sticker or share a GIF. Just the more content there is, the more people watch.
Perfect.
Thanks so much.
I have to say thank you and good night, because my baby boy has to go to sleep. Thank you so much for everything, and see you on Telegram.
Thank you. I also need to go to sleep, so we're going to wrap up. Does anybody else have a comment? Mina, Wisdom, Charmaine, Ilva, before I let Bevan Ike say good night. Ilva said it was a good presentation. Thanks, Ilva. I saw that message. Charmaine says, thanks. So exciting. Each person can work out of their own strategy using the information you just explained. Absolutely love it. Okay, so let's let Ike say good night, and then Bev, and then I'll wrap up. Ike, over to you.
Yeah, so from my side, it's just to say a big thank you to you, Adele. We really appreciate your commitment and your leadership. But I'm in the dark. And just to say that we need to continue to learn, like Beverly said, and we'll get it. We'll get a grasp of what is happening here. But it's so inspiring to have someone like you who's always there for us. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Adele.
Thanks, Ike. Thank you, Ike. Thank you. Good night. Good luck with the exams. Bev?
What we just did, I really miss this kind of Zooms. What we just did was exactly what I keep trying to tell people, to look at the recordings, because if you cannot make the Zoom, the recordings are there. Now you have given some wonderful advice for us to do on the Telegram group. When you say put some, you use the word, do you mean an emoji on Telegram?
You can put emojis, or you can put stickers on Telegram. You see sometimes I put little dancing, dancing gift, or like today I put the ka-ching button. You can find them. You can put anything.
GX is really exciting, Adele. We'll just keep going. That is all I know. I started in 2022 gifting. It is a wonderful thing to do. Thank you, Adele. Sleep well.
Thanks, Bev. So as soon as I've finished the Zoom, I'm just going to do something else. But before I go to bed tonight, I will share the recording on the Telegram group. And then when you see the recording, even if you see it tomorrow, put a comment and say, watch this Zoom call. There's valuable information. It's that simple. Let's comment. Don't let me be the only crazy nut putting messages out as admin, please. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's been wonderful. I love the energy. And until we meet again, good night. God bless. And goodbye.
Super blessings. Thanks.
Thank you, Bev. Thank you, Ike. Thank you, everybody.